Sup y'all, AJ back with another Fantasy Boys recap, and this time we got episode 9. Apologies for this one coming out so late. As I mentioned in my last video, I was in the process of moving out of my house, which is already done. I graduated high school last Friday, and I'm in the process of doing college. So Fantasy Boys will probably be one of the last big type of videos that I do for a while, but I'll try my best to get out as many reactions as I have time for. If I don't, please understand, we all got lives to deal with. And without further ado, let's just get into episode 9. So the episode opens up with the, ranking announcement that happened last time, and it is revealed that the trainee that was saved by mentor Sung-yoon was Hasoki, which I am honestly okay with. He did very well in his performance last semester, so I'm okay with it. I just really wish that we got Daniel a little bit more, but I can't complain. As all the trainees file into the room, all the mentors, including MC King, Max chime in, they all come in and they announce that the semifinal mission will be the producer new song mission, where all 4 mentors have developed a song for each of the trainees to perform. And Soyeon's song is played first, and it's called Spaceman. And it's kind of like a pop song about boy in love, very typical boy in love song. And I actually like it. I thought it was a very catchy song. It's very different. It's a very different style than what you would normally hear from Soyeon. So that was a little nice change of pace to, what we would expect from Soyeon. So yeah, I was very excited to see that performance as well. The next mentor to show their song was Sung-yoon, and his song is called Run, and it's like a pop dance song about the boys, chasing their dreams, and I honestly like it. It was very, very catchy. All these songs are very, very catchy, and I do appreciate that we don't have any bad songs or any, potential mistake for plagiarism, because we all know what happened last time in My Teenage Girl with Soyeon and plagiarism. We don't need that again. The next mentor to show the song was Woo-young, and he had his song called Snacks. And I hate that they said it sounded very much like JYP, which I wholeheartedly agree with. And I just found that very funny. And I think Snacks is probably my second favorite actually, because I haven't heard the full song yet, because it wasn't revealed this episode. But then Jin-young showed his song Hold On Tightly, and this was by far one of my favorite songs out of all of them. This is probably my favorite one. And it's just very, very nice. It's very flowy, I don't know what song it reminds me of, but it reminds me of another song from another survival show. I think just because the aesthetic is different, but not in the way where the songs sound the same. And Changmin announces that there are 3 ways. Well, he technically at first says 2 ways that you can earn benefits. The third one is revealed after, but I'll just say it here now so I don't forget. There's 3 ways that you can win benefits in this mission, which will all be individually based. After watching the contestants perform, the live studio audience votes for their favorite member, and the contestant with the most votes from each team would receive a benefit. And then the second way to win the benefit was by being the producer's pick, where each producer would choose one contestant who performed his or her song the best and receive the producer benefit. And then later on, he reveals that the final benefit is if all the members of the team receive the most individual audience votes overall, they will receive a benefit. So the whole team would get benefits. So benefits. Benefits. That's the way of the game this time around. So the twist this time around with the missions is that the trainees don't get to choose which song that they want. In fact, the mentors get to choose. And after playing a game of rock, paper, scissors, that was going to decide the order of how the mentors would pick the trainees that they wanted. And Soyeon won the game, so she gets to pick the first member, and then Sung-yoon, then Woo-young, and then Jin-young picks last. And the first person that Soyeon picks is Sungmin, which isn't surprising because when they showed a little behind the scenes, everybody wanted Sungmin, everybody wanted Hikaru, which is understandable because they talented. Everybody wanted Jin-young, everyone wanted Taesung. It was funny. And then Sung-yoon ended up picking Hikaru for his first pick. Woo-young picked Jungwon, and then Jin-young picked Hyunbin, which honestly shocked me, but he fits the song. He fits the vibes. So it's understandable. And they don't really show who gets into Woo-young's team, as like I mentioned earlier, his team is going to be performing in the next episode, which comes out in June. As I say, it's almost June at the time I'm recording. But anyways, The semifinal round begins, and Soyeon's team is the first to perform, and her team consists of Lee Han-bin, Hong Seok-min, Kim Gyure, K-So, Hasoki, Hayato, and Santa. And there was a lot of debate between the mentors on who was going to get K-So, because, I mean, they did mention it in the episode on why they were kind of struggling on where to put K-So, but they had to, like, switch Yuma and K-So around. So originally K-So would have been on Jin-young's team, but in the end Soyeon opted to take K-So over Yuma, which, you know, that's a strategy. It is a strategy and it's right. But while they're practicing, Soyeon took the trainees over to Cube Entertainment for their mentor part distribution, as well as to record the song, which I personally will be listening to later on after this. And Han-bin was struggling a little bit, especially in terms of like the vocals, which is understandable because, you know, it's not an easy song. No song is easy first time, but you can like listen that he's not as confident with this time around, and he's very much struggling to sing the song, which I was very, very worried about. But in the final performance, I thought that it was a fairly good performance. I think everyone did very well. And Soyeon was very, very, I don't know why I said very, very twice. Very, very, stream very, very, it's crazy like that. Anyways, Soyeon was very, like, one-on-one with a lot of the trainees, that way that they would have everything ready. And she was, like, you know, nitpicking a lot of things, but in a way it was to make the performance better. And I thought everyone did very, very well. This is just like a little nitpicking thing. The rap parts, especially K-So's rap part, it just sounded off to me. I don't know if that was just a me thing or if it was like a audio performance thing, but that was just what I saw. And then after the mentors give their little comments, the rankings from 7th to 3rd are announced, and it goes to Santa, Hayato, Hasoki, K-So, and then Kim Gyure ends up placing 3rd. And then ultimately, the person that ranks first is Lee Han-bin, meaning that Hong Seok-min has ranked 2nd, which shook me a little bit, but I understand because, you know, Han-bin did what he had to do. He did very, very well in this performance. I'm going to stop saying very, very. I'm so sorry. But then we also have the producer benefits, and Soyeon chooses Han-bin, meaning that this man has double the benefit points. We don't even know how many benefit points that they receive, but that's got to be a lot. He has to have a lot of benefits by this point, which is, you know, it's good for Han-bin. I'm okay with it. It's good for Han-bin. The next team is Sung-yoon's team, and it consists of Kim Woo-seok, Oh Hyun-tae, Hikaru, Kim Jin-ho, Kang Il-rang, Kang Hyun-woo, and Kim Dae-hui. And they all go to YG for their distributions. Sung-yoon basically states that, you know, you can pick your parts, but if it doesn't work, then I'm going to switch them around. And poor Woo-seok was struggling because this man was terrified of Sung-yoon because he always kept giving him, you know, like a lot of critiques, which is understandable. Like if someone gives you a lot of critiques, it's understandable that you would be a little bit intimidated by them. And when they were doing their distribution, like singing their distribution, he specifically pointed out Woo-seok a lot, and even during the recording he pointed out Woo-seok a lot, but it was just to help him, and he started to do very well after it. I'm gonna try to not say very for the rest of this video. But anyways, when it came down to their performance, I loved it. It was so cute, and if you've ever heard Oh Yeah by Winner, the vibes were very similar. Like I can feel that this is a YG like Winner produced song, and it was done in a way that was just really awesome to watch. And before I show the rankings, I just want to play you guys this little snippet that occurred during the voting period because it was so funny. Like I have to include it. If I don't, I'll be so sad. So if you see it, good. If you don't, then I apologize because it most likely got copyrighted. So after that whole debacle, the voting results are in, and the ranking from 7th to 3rd is Kim Dae-hee, Kang Han-woo, Kang Il-dang, Kim Jin-ho, and Hikaru ranks 3rd, which kind of shook me a little bit, but I can't complain. And then Oh Hyun-tae ranked 2nd, and then Kim Woo-suk ended up ranking 1st overall. And what was shocking about it is that Woo-suk had the highest score out of all the boys that had performed so far, meaning that he ranked higher than Sung-min, which is something that you can't really say often in this show. But yes, props to Woo-suk. I'm so happy for him. I hope my little baby boy debuts. And anyways, Soyeon announces his producer pick, who will receive the benefit, which goes to Hikaru. And I am very happy about that because I also love Hikaru and I need him to debut or I will cry internally. And then the final team to perform this episode is Jin-young's team, which consists of Hikari, Kang Min-seo, Yuma, Moon Hyun-bin, Hwan Jae-min, Kang Dae-hyun, and Kim Byung-jun. And poor Kang Min-seo is struggling a lot with confidence because, you know, he has been praised very well. He's been consistently ranking in the top a little bit, you know, he's always been like in the higher rankings, but he hasn't been, you know, praised as much for his individual work rather than the stuff that he's done together in a group, which I understand because Kang Min-seo, I've been reading for him since his the first like evaluation, and you know, I have also seen very little of him and very little praise from him individually, so I can understand why he would feel that way. But in the end, after they practiced a little bit, you can see that he was just, you know, all in his head, and he was struggling a lot to get down the words and convey the feeling of the song. And then he has a little, like, you know, a little heart to heart with Jin-young, because, you know, he's been in that position as well. He's been in a group before, so it's understandable that he would understand how he feels. And they have a little heart to heart, and it makes everything a little bit better. And this performance is my favorite performance. I haven't even seen Snacks yet, but I don't even know if it's going to beat this performance, because this, if you have not seen it, please do. I mean, if you're watching this video, then you most likely have already seen it, but like, bro, it is so good. It was so good. Everyone did amazing. Like, I did not have any bad critiques to say about this performance. It was very, very well done. And I tried so hard, but I couldn't help it. I had to say it. It's very, very good. Like, I can't not say it. It's very well done. And I was so proud of every freaking one of those people. And after the voting announcements are revealed, and it goes from Kim Byung-jun, Kang Dae-hyun, Hwan Jae-min, Moon Hyun-bin, and then Yuma ranked 3rd, meaning that it was down to Hikari and Kang Min-seo for 1st, which kind of made me sad because, you know, everyone was like, how did Dae-hyun not get in the top 3? He was the main vocalist, which I understand. And was like, how is Jae-min not in the top 3? But at the same time, you have people like Min-seo and Yuma and Hyun-bin above him, so it's understandable. And then in the end, Hikari ranks 1st, and then Kang Min-seo ends up ranking 2nd. You know, it kind of saddened my soul that Min-seo, despite having, you know, a lot of screen time this episode, he didn't really have a big chance to shine and get his little moment, which was kind of sad. You know, there's not much you can do. And then for the producer pick, who would end up getting the benefit, went to Dae-hyun, which I was very happy about, as Dae-hyun is also one of my picks. But, you know, I felt so bad for Min-seo because I know how badly he really wanted to, you know, be like in the top, like number 1 for this performance. But there's not much you can do. All you can do is just perform and hope for the best. And that was it for episode 9. The preview shows that Woo-young's song Snacks was getting highly praised, and we don't really know who's going to get in the top, but I'm praying that it's Hyun-gyun or I will lose it. Anyways, it will air next week, and it is revealed that only 20 contestants will be moving on into the finals, which, you know, that does kind of scare me. And what scared me even more, the episode ended with the rankings from online voting of May, like the 4th week of May. And in 21st place was Yuma, 22nd was Hasoki, 3rd was Kang Il-dang, 24th was Kaden, and then 25th was Hayato. And I love Hayato. I don't want him to not be in the finale. So, like, like, I don't know if I should vote because, you know, it's kind of, the voting's kind of messed up as of late. But you know what? I'll just vote because I might as well. If you checked out my last video, I put my picks in the comments because I know I'm not going to remember all of them off the top of my head. But the ones that I can remember, I can say are Jun-won, Sung-min, Minso Dae-hyun, Hyunbin, Santa, Hyungyeon, Wooseok, Hikaru, Myunjae, I told you I'm a slow person. We'll figure it out. I'll put it in the comments if you guys really want me to. But I will see you guys for episode 10. And let's just be prepared to bawl our eyeballs out and see our favorite people leave. Bye-bye.
Don't let go. You're mine. Can't make you let go.